So female dating strategy, basically.
Rip.
Yeah. So me and
strategy.
Danny were talking about this just off camera, but basically there's a lot of people that have been talking about it or whatever, and then they took female dating strategy offline.
Well, they've made it private, so
Yes.
but it's not even private where you can apply.
You can't get in. And some of the theories is that they're getting too much heat, and some of the theory is that they're trying to make money off. They're trying to find out a way to get paid.
Yeah, they're trying to because there's a female dating strategy podcast. So I think
so
what's
good. It's probably such a good podcast.
Oh, it's probably an amazing podcast. Maybe we'll have to start listening to the pod
so
for content or whatever. But they they're trying to just get like paid stuff, and essentially it's literally the pickup strategy for women. Where they go, we'll teach you.
Yeah.
I've been in 45 unsuccessful relationships. I'm also 45 years old.
It's every
single.
time was the guy's fault.
Every time was the guy's fault. I can teach you how to also be single and never have children.
So yeah, and but before it closed down, I had a bunch that I've like saved up over the years, so I have a couple bangers to talk about, and it might be the end of an era for us talking about.
We're gonna have to fucking cover.
It was a little bit the end of an era anyway, to be completely honest. We go through a lot of Reddits, and I get a lot of those, and we haven't done female dating strategy in a couple months just because we went so hard.
I
on
mean,
it.
at the bare minimum, it provided us with the term high value and low value male, and if that's what we got from it, that's a big win.
But so this person went on a bunch of dates, and they were dating a guy, and then they were dating a guy for a while, and they don't like him, right?
Yeah, because he's a guy.
She's since broke up with the guy. She doesn't like him because he's a guy, and she says this is something she's learned. Her 10 red flags.
10? That's it?
I just made up 10. I think it might not have been 10, but it was a whole bunch of red flags.
That's low.
Did you see this one? So you couldn't see any of them.
I couldn't see any of them because I only looked at them this. You sent them to. I only looked at them this morning.
Dumped water all over myself. Yeah. So I sent DP these, but you couldn't see them.
And by the time I clicked on them, it was too late.
It was fucking too late.
It was much too late.
So number 1, he loves Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, etc.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
He did a great job of keeping a lot of his personal political views under wraps until we were more established.
Yeah.
So
as they will.
A little technique guys use called lying. But also, it's just, if you have this thing where you go, hey, I'm going to not date any guy that likes Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of fucking guys. So basically, you go, I want to date a left-wing guy. That's not really the true spirit of female dating strategy, really, eh?
No.
Because they would sort of call those guys bugmen.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough one because they want the guys who are more like old school.
Little bit, right?
Hold the doors.
So this girl's fucked.
Be a bitch, pay for everything.
She probably would think Joe Rogan's a high-value man if she dated him.
I mean, Jordan Peterson, 100%. He's like, marriage is important. Like,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So this girl,
but then there's the gender roles. It's a tough one.
They're in a tough spot, yeah. But he goes, he started bringing children up more frequently, even though I'm adamantly child-free. I'd say 7 months into our relationship. It was on my dating profile that she doesn't want kids. So this girl's a little different from, and she goes, it was something that I had made clear from the beginning, and he kept bringing it in. So it's like, it's one of those things where that's not a red flag. It's just, first of all, most girls do say that, and then they all change their minds.
They're not wanting kids?
Yeah, most girls say that, and they all change their mind. Not most girls, but a lot of girls say that, and they all change their mind as they get older. And then also, it's not that crazy to say the things you want, so you find a compatible person. That's like the most reasonable. That's not a red flag. Your red flag is just, hey, we want completely different lives.
For sure. Which happens all the time.
Yeah, it's not that's not a red flag for men. You go, hey, here's a red flag to look out for if the guy wants kids. It's like, yeah, a red flag to look out for if you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
here's a red flag to look out for. He wanted to move to Dallas for a job, but I wanted to stay in New York. Red flag. It's like, well, it's not a red flag. That's just like a difference in what you want.
Yeah.
I was the first to initiate everything. Exclusivity talk, define the relationship, say I love you. To me, that's pretty run-of-the-mill sometimes, too.
Standard, yeah.
Girls, this is one of those things. Girls a lot of times say they want the big, like, Casanova, like, I need you to move in and be my girlfriend, this
Cut
and
off
that.
the ear.
They say they want that stuff. But in general, I think most successful relationships, the girl sort of, these days, especially in fucking these types,
Oh yeah.
you got to make the girls fucking need it a little bit.
Yeah, you got to make them crank the screws.
You got to make them crank the screws a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they want it more, and you have to make them admit it.
Well, it's about leverage, right?
Yeah. You're right, because you don't have any leverage as a man. They sort of have all the leverage. The only leverage you have is the next steps in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
Depending on age.
that is eventually you have none.
Yeah.
Once you've given away all the kids, but then you still even have leverage if the girl wants another kid.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, a lot of guys probably want that stuff too, but it's the only leverage you have as a man. Sometimes you can get little leverage things, like she wants to go on a trip and you're going, maybe we'll go buy the trip if money can be your leverage, but you don't have a ton of leverage as a man.
No.
Generally, you're
The only real
beholden.
leverage you really do have at the end of the day, there is the biological leverage in terms of saying look, I can just go move on and
Start. I can move to another city and start again.
kind of get someone young enough, in terms of a kids thing where you're I can kind of always have kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, she said this translated into the day-to-day, me carrying the emotional load.
Hate that emotional labor. Women fucking hate that
she's
shit.
always carrying it. It's an emotional load, which is when he cries when he comes. she's always she has it in her hands, and she's walking to the,
He goes, shoot it all over me. He goes, not the tears.
the emotional load and mental labor, facilitating intimacy in our relationship, planning dates, always reaching out first. Well, this guy sounds like he just not that into you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a red flag. If it's one thing if the guys, wanted to, not be exclusive as long as possible, but it's another thing if you go, yeah, he doesn't want to ever be around you. So that just sounds like he doesn't want to be in you. He is a former porn addict, so I don't know why the red flag is stupid. If you were a porn addict, why would you tell a girl that? Seems like a stupid thing to say.
Well,
to
it's
a
the
girl.
classic thing. Women go the vulnerable, I want you to be vulnerable,
don't.
and then they just use it against you.
Always,
and you go, that's not the
immediately.
point of vulnerability. Is
Yeah.
as a fucking
A weapon.
leverage to be used against
They
you.
can't help themselves though. That's why
They
you have
can't.
to
I know.
get it.
That's what you can.
Whenever you think
never
that-
buy that bullshit.
Whenever
it's
you
like your
think
joke
it-
with the crying. It's like
Yeah. Whenever you think that it's gonna help you, it's not, and
No.
you should know that.
No.
But she's the thing. She goes, she would probably want a guy that's open and honest. And then she goes, the one open and honest thing he told me, I'm currently, it's a red flag.
It's
for
a
me.
red
on my
flag that I'm
flag list.
using against him. And you go, yeah.
But also, saying that your porn thing is isn't that supposed to be, isn't that a progressive thing? I'm into porn now.
They're not progressive on women's
I
dating
know.
strategy.
I keep trying to
They're
box them in
fucking
like, yeah, you're right.
they're like MAGA chuds.
No, they say you're a chud.
I know, but they're kind of fucking. They're not progressive.
That's true. But this girl, she says she had a big problem with the fact that he used to watch too much porn, which I guess he took that course. He took the porn course probably, and that's what got
He
him
goes,
started.
yeah, but I got fucking 2 credits for it.
He was still impacted by his previous use more and more as his degrading behavior crept into our sex life. So even though he didn't use porn currently, he probably still did.
Yeah.
There's probably porn addiction for her as he used to watch porn, you know what I mean? Does not mean his brain is still warped for having consumed porn in the past. So sure, she's looking for a guy that doesn't ever watch porn.
Yeah, never have seen it.
Never watched porn, never watched Joe Rogan. Like, this is her demands right now. You can be you're warped. And also you could be into weird stuff without being into porn. Like any guy who's banged tons of girls might get into that sort of stuff. Like anyone, or any guy that's banged one girl and got into weird stuff. Like you can fucking have a weird sexual appetite.
Yeah, you can.
Emotional intimacy with other women, i.e. a coworker, to the extent that it made me feel like the other woman was in the relationship. He became defensive about my discomfort of the relationship, and the coworker called me controlling. So that's a fair point as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
If you have some heterosexual friend that you're spending some crazy amount of time with, talking on the phone with, no, you hang up. Oh, it's just my guy from work.
Yeah, if it's, but also
Get
I
real.
could see this being a thing where she's like, yeah, they just talk a lot at work, and you're like, well, they're forced to be together.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but I think that if any dude, like if I had a girl that I was super tight with or whatever, I think I'm always
for
fairly
sure.
respectful
Yeah,
about
yeah,
those
yeah.
boundaries.
For
or whatever.
sure, for sure. If that's if your best work friend is a woman when you're a guy. I go, that is for sure.
You can't be just going for. You're not going to be probably going for drinks one-on-one all the time.
No.
Like it's just like a weird sort of thing when you're in a
Absolutely.
relationship. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Unless you're dating someone kind of casually, or they're this like very open person, you're like doing it out of spite. Essentially, you go, okay, well maybe I'll fucking.
I told you the weirdest thing ever was my ex. Her like best friend's husband. His best friend was this chick and this chick was the best man at their wedding. It was just my ex. Her best friend's husband. His best friend was this chick.
That's weird. As you're
and they were all
you're like 35 years old. Your best friend is like a chick,
and she was the best man at their wedding.
It's one thing, like when Tolev was one of the best men or whatever.
Yeah, no. She was the best man at the wedding, and it was honestly
every girl
not weird at all.
Is the best man because they're better at being men.
But but like, and it wasn't like a weird thing at all. Everybody, it was so normal to me, where it was like it was weird
Did you
to
wear
me.
a suit?
No, she wasn't gay or anything.
I know, but
no.
There's the groom party.
No,
so the best man was wearing a dress.
The whole thing was fucking weird.
Did they still call her the best man?
Yeah. The whole thing was super bizarre because I was this outsider and they were like, this is this totally normal thing.
Watching him walking around pushing people all night and be like, yeah, because I'm the best man here. And I'm like,
dude, it was weird to me as an outsider being like, your best friend's a chick, and he was like this super, like he was like a contractor. Dude, he was like a contractor.
What? How does he know her? Is she a lesbo?
No, and he was like a contractor in like North Bay, like severe alcoholic, like just fucking real party guy, and just like this was his best friend.
That's weird.
It was super weird.
Imagine tuning that girl up though, and you come back, you go, I got so drunk, I banged the best man.
Oh fuck!
Oh, last day was crazy. I woke up and get my dick sucked by the best man. So yeah, having a best man that's a woman's strange.
Yeah.
So that's your one point that I sort of agree with to some extent. So you sort of disagreed, then you gave me an example of why it was weird.
No. I mean, I thought you were saying just like in general, but yeah, if that's your best friend at work, yeah, that's okay.
The only gifts he gets me are lingerie. No effort's ever put into Christmas gifts, birthday, or Valentine's Day. Okay, now she just wants more gifts.
Well, that's true to the.
Well, then what do you care if you listen to Joe Rogan? It's like you have both ways. You're like, I don't like that you listen to Joe Rogan. Also, I need more gifts. It's like these people they're having an identity crisis of what type of girl they are.
Man, I honestly feel there's a very small chance, but not a zero chance, that female dating strategy was started on 4chan as a way for just to force women to like die alone. Like to trick them, to wrap them up in these like logical things where they go like they can't reconcile everything that
there's
they
no
need,
way,
and then they just die alone. And it's this really long.
This guy doesn't want kids, and it's also a problem if they bring up wanting kids.
Yeah, it's a real like this long.
I don't want them to listen to Jordan Peterson, but we don't want them to be like feminine.
Yeah, like the whole thing, and they go, I guess, and it just winds up with them all dying alone.
It does.
Yeah. By the way, there's fucking. Oh my God, Ryan.
What?
On the Female Dating Strategy website. So just so everybody knows, Female Dating Strategy is not gone. It's just moved to the FemaleDatingStrategy.com. They have a merch section.
Oh yeah, who would wear that?
Okay, so
imagine going on a date with.
Okay, so I might buy this. Okay,
what does it say? So
the first thing is Scrote Tears mug. It looks like me. It literally looks exactly like me.
The Scrote Tears mug is
me. It's literally me.
That is so.
We're buying this for the fucking show.
Do you think that's because of the they've gotten?
I don't know. I mean, the other one looks like you.
Wait a second. No,
I'm buying these.
Wait, the Scrote Tears looks like me and Danny.
Holy!
What the hell?
Holy fuck, dude!
So how does that?
That looks really like
that.
You.
That one looks more like me than the one looks like you.
Holy shit, dude! And then there's a roast a Scrote apron.
I think that
I'm buying these before they're.
I'm 90% sure, dude. But we need that for the room.
Yeah, I'm buying two of them. Right
Are you buying right now?
Fuck yeah!
Okay, buy two.
I am,
dude. I'm pretty sure that's us.
That is us.
What the fuck?
Holy shit, dude! That's insane. That's literally us.
Scrote Tears mug. It's me and Danny.
Holy fuck, man. We couldn't make good merch like that if we tried. By the way, just if you want fucking... Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Go check out the merch section.
Scrote Tears. It's literally us. It is literally us.
Fuck.
Wow, that is some good shit.
That's
right
pretty funny.
All
We need
right.
to find out who runs this thing in Docs or Taylor N style.
All right, ordered.
We need to find out who's the
ordered.
That's weird.
That's done.
I thought it was just you for a second, and then when it
Dude,
turned out
that
it
is
was
like
me.
a splitting image of you. Holy fuck. That is insane.
Oh, that can't be a coincidence.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. We've had a few viral videos on the Clips channel.
I know.
Like we've had.
There's
a few
no way
things with
nobody
over
found
100K like trashing.
Yeah,
them.
so there's no. There must be.
Oh no,
We made it to the
We're in the
worst.
scope, bro. Thank you for watching that clip, supporting the channel. If you like the Boyscast, there's a new episode every week at patreon.com/theboyscast.
That's patreon.com/the
The Boyscast.
Boyscast.